There is something rather curious that many people begin to notice after the age of 60. It's not that they suddenly lose their ability to see, but rather that everything seems to slow down a little. In the morning, the eyes may need a few extra seconds to adjust to the light. The small print on a medicine label or a phone screen becomes harder to read. And sometimes you may find yourself wondering whether this is simply a normal part of aging, or if something else might be going on. Interestingly, many eye health experts say that in many cases, the eyes are not necessarily getting weaker in the way we often assume. Instead, they may simply not be receiving enough of the nutrients they need to protect and repair themselves, especially as we move into our later years after 60. The truth is, your eyes are still working hard every single day. They filter light, process images, and constantly repair small amounts of damage that occur within the retina. But like any other part of the body, the eyes need the right nutritional support to continue functioning well over time. The good news is that sometimes even small changes in your diet can make a bigger difference than we might expect. In today's video, I'd like to share 3 simple yet surprisingly powerful foods that many nutrition experts recommend for people over 60 to include regularly in their diet. These foods may help support healthy circulation to the eyes, protect the retina from damage, and even help your eyes feel more comfortable and clearer over time. And the interesting part is, one of them might already be sitting right in your kitchen. Food number 3, prunes. There is one factor that many people rarely think about when discussing eye health: blood circulation. Most of us focus on vitamin A or orange-colored foods, but in reality, your eyes rely heavily on an extremely delicate network of tiny capillaries located behind the retina. These small blood vessels are responsible for delivering oxygen and nutrients to nourish the visual cells every single day. The challenge is that after the age of 60, these capillaries tend to become stiffer and less flexible. Blood flow can slow down, which means that even if you are eating foods that are good for your eyes, the nutrients may not always reach the areas where they are needed most. Imagine trying to water your garden with a hose that has a bend in the middle. The water is still there, but it cannot flow through properly. A similar situation can occur in the tiny circulatory system that nourishes the eyes. And this is where prunes become far more interesting than most people might expect. Most people know prunes as a food that supports digestion. However, this small fruit actually contains several nutrients that may help support vascular health, particularly the tiny capillaries throughout the body. One of the key nutrients found in prunes is vitamin K1. This vitamin plays a role in supporting the flexibility of blood vessels and helps maintain stable blood circulation in sensitive tissues such as the eyes and the brain. In addition, prunes contain potassium, an important mineral that helps regulate fluid balance and pressure within the body. Some research suggests that adequate potassium intake may help support healthy intraocular pressure, which is an important factor in maintaining good vision as we age. Prunes are also rich in polyphenols, a group of antioxidants that help protect cells from damage caused by free radicals. For the retina, an area constantly exposed to light, this type of protection is especially important. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Aging found that older adults whose diets were rich in antioxidants and vitamin K tended to have better vascular health, which can indirectly support circulation to sensitive tissues such as the eyes. What is interesting is that improvements in health often do not come from dramatic changes, but rather from small habits repeated consistently over time. I once met a gentleman during a nutritional consultation who was 72 years old. He shared that he often felt his eyes were heavy and blurry in the morning. After adjusting a few of his dietary habits, including adding a small amount of dried fruit such as prunes in the evening, he mentioned that his eyes felt more comfortable and less dry when he woke up. Of course, this is not a miracle cure, but it does show that sometimes the body simply needs the right kind of support. If you would like to add prunes to your daily diet, one of the easiest ways is eat 1 to 2 prunes per day. They can be eaten on their own or combined with yogurt, oatmeal, or a handful of nuts. Choose varieties without added sugar or preservatives. It may seem like a small change, but sometimes these small changes help create a stronger foundation for long-term eye health. And when circulation begins to function more efficiently, important nutrients for the eyes are more likely to reach the places where they are truly needed. However, improving circulation alone is not enough. As we grow older, our eyes face another challenge as well: oxidative damage that gradually accumulates over time. And that is exactly why the next food on this list plays the role of a natural protective shield for your retina. Food number 2, pistachios. After discussing how improving blood circulation helps nutrients reach the eyes, there is another important factor that should also be mentioned: protecting the visual cells from damage over time. Every day, your eyes work continuously. They are exposed to light, process images, and send signals to the brain millions of times. This process is completely natural, but it also produces something known as oxidative stress, small reactions inside the cells that can gradually wear down sensitive tissues over time. When we are younger, the body usually has a strong ability to maintain balance. But after the age of 60, the body's natural defense systems begin to slow down. As a result, the retina, an essential part of the eye responsible for allowing us to see fine details and colors, becomes more vulnerable to damage from bright light and free radicals. This is where a small but highly nutritious food can offer meaningful support: pistachios. Unlike many other nuts, pistachios contain a notable amount of vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect cell membranes. In the eyes, vitamin E plays a particularly important role because it helps protect the light-sensing cells in the retina, commonly known as rods and cones. In addition to vitamin E, pistachios are also a natural source of lutein and zeaxanthin. These two compounds are often mentioned when discussing eye health because they concentrate in the macula, the central area of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. Lutein and zeaxanthin function like a natural filter, helping reduce the impact of blue light and intense light on the retina. This can be especially helpful for older adults whose eyes often become more sensitive to glare, particularly in the evening or when driving at night. A well-known study called the Age-Related Eye Disease Study, AREDS, found that nutrients such as lutein and zeaxanthin may play an important role in supporting macular health and slowing the progression of age-related macular degeneration. This does not mean that eating a few foods can solve every vision problem. However, it does show that providing the eyes with the right nutrients can make a difference over time. I once spoke with a woman who was about 68 years old during a nutrition seminar for older adults. She shared that what bothered her most was not poor vision during the day, but rather the glare from car headlights at night, which had begun to feel much harsher on her eyes. After adjusting her diet and adding a small portion of lutein-rich nuts, such as pistachios, to her daily snack routine, she said her eyes felt more comfortable when she went out in the evening. The change was not immediate, but after a few weeks, she began to notice a difference. This is often how nutrition works, gradually but steadily. If you would like to add pistachios to your diet, you do not need to eat large amounts. A small serving each day can already provide benefits. You might try eating about 5 to 7 pistachios per day, choosing unsalted or lightly salted varieties, enjoying them with fruit, yogurt, or as a simple snack during the day. The combination of vitamin E, lutein, and zeaxanthin in this small nut helps create a natural layer of protection for the retina, almost like a nutritional shield for your eyes. However, protection alone is not the entire story. Over time, the cells in the eyes also need to be renewed and maintain their flexibility, especially the membranes of the retinal cells. And to support that process, the body requires another type of nutrient, a special kind of fat that helps nourish the eye cells from within. That is where final food, and also the most important one on today's list, begins to play its role. Food number 1, chia seeds. If you talk with many people over the age of 60 about their eyes, you will often hear a very familiar complaint. My eyes feel dry, especially in the morning. Sometimes the feeling is like there is a thin film over the eyes, or the eyes become more sensitive to light. And many people assume that this is simply a normal part of aging. But in many cases, the reason may be something quite simple. The cells in the eyes are no longer receiving enough of the healthy fats they need to maintain their structure and natural moisture. To understand this more clearly, imagine the cells in the retina as extremely thin and flexible membranes. These membranes help the cells function properly, transmit light signals accurately, and keep the surface of the eyes properly lubricated. Over time, when the body lacks certain healthy fats, especially omega-3, these cell membranes can become less flexible. This may contribute to issues such as dry eyes, a feeling of tightness or mild burning in the eyes, difficulty focusing when looking at screens or small text. This is one reason why chia seeds are considered a particularly interesting food for eye health. Although they are very small, chia seeds are one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids in the form of ALA. Omega-3 plays an important role in supporting the structure of cell membranes and helping maintain a healthy environment for the tissues inside the eyes. Some nutritional studies suggest that omega-3 may help improve the quality of the tear film, which keeps the surface of the eyes lubricated and helps reduce dryness or discomfort. In addition, omega-3 is known for its mild anti-inflammatory properties, which can be especially beneficial for sensitive tissues such as the retina and the tear glands, the structures responsible for producing natural tears. But the benefits of chia seeds do not stop there. When soaked in water or milk, chia seeds form a natural gel. This gel helps the body retain moisture for longer and supports hydration, which is very important for the health of tissues throughout the body, including the eyes. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that diets rich in omega-3 were associated with reduced symptoms of dry eye in adults, particularly among older individuals. What is interesting is that small improvements in nutrition can sometimes lead to noticeable changes in how we feel day to day. A 71-year-old gentleman once shared with me that he often woke up with his eyes feeling tight and dry. After he began adding a spoonful of chia seeds to his breakfast, usually mixed with yogurt and fruit, he said that after a few weeks, his eyes felt more comfortable when he started his day. This did not happen overnight, but it highlights an important principle. The body often responds well when it receives the right nutrients consistently over time. If you would like to add chia seeds to your diet, one of the simplest ways is take 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Soak them in water, almond milk, or yogurt for 15 to 20 minutes. You can add banana, cinnamon, or some fresh fruit for extra flavor. After soaking, the seeds become softer and easier to digest, while also allowing the body to absorb their nutrients more effectively. When we look back at the 3 foods we have discussed, each one plays a different role. Prunes help support circulation to the tiny capillaries that nourish the eyes. Pistachios provide antioxidants that help protect the retina. And chia seeds deliver omega-3 to help maintain the structure and moisture of eye cells. These are 3 different mechanisms, but when combined, they create a strong nutritional foundation for eye health. And the most encouraging part is that all of them are simple foods that are easy to find and easy to add to your daily diet. One of the wonderful things about the 3 foods we have just discussed is that they do not require a complicated diet or a lot of time to prepare. Sometimes a small change in your daily habits can already help your body receive the nutrients it needs to support healthy eyes. One simple approach that many nutrition experts often recommend is turning them into a small daily snack. For example, you could prepare a small bowl with a couple of prunes, a few pistachios, and a spoonful of soaked chia seeds. This combination not only provides nutrients that are beneficial for the eyes, but also supplies the body with fiber, healthy fats, and important minerals. You can also be flexible by mixing them with yogurt, oatmeal, or fresh fruit to create a snack that is both easy to enjoy and nutritionally rich. The goal is not to make everything perfect, but to maintain consistency. Sometimes it is these small habits repeated every day that form the foundation for better long-term health. And our eyes are no exception. As we move past the age of 60, many people believe that declining vision is simply unavoidable. But in reality, our bodies still have an incredible ability to adapt and care for themselves when they are given what they truly need. The eyes are no exception. They do not only need light in order to see, they also need the right nutrition to continue functioning well over time. Today, we talked about 3 simple but very noteworthy foods: prunes, which help support circulation to the eyes; pistachios, which provide antioxidants that help protect the retina; and chia seeds, which supply omega-3 to help maintain the structure and natural moisture of eye cells. Each of these foods plays a different role, but when combined, they can become a small yet meaningful part of a daily routine that supports long-term eye health. Remember that lasting health rarely comes from big changes made in a single day, but from small choices repeated consistently over time. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like and share it so more people can benefit from this information. And I would also love to hear from you. How have your eyes been feeling lately? Feel free to share your experience in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more simple, practical tips that can help you take better care of your health in the years ahead.